After Bryan Kohberger arrives in Idaho, which he has, what will be the police's job on the case?
Well, at that point in time, you want to keep him, secured. Obviously, that's going to be part and parcel of this. And I would imagine if they haven't done it already, they may have done this in Pennsylvania. They are going to request from him some type of biological sample, and generally that's going to consist of them doing a buccal mucosal swab
Hmm.
or a cheek scraping. Some people refer to it as that to collect it from the specific source, and so they're going to go back as a confirmatory at that point in time to kind of shore things up. Here's one more piece to this that we have to keep in mind. There's a whole bounty of evidence that has yet to come forward, and you know, one of the things I'm very interested in as a forensic science guy is that car, because
Yeah.
in my opinion, that car did not make it back to Idaho. More than likely, either working with Pennsylvania State Police or the FBI, that vehicle would have gone or has gone to an evidence processing location that has a garage, Jesse. And right now, they are taking this thing apart from stem to stern. Trust me on this. And they are going through that car because I have contended all along that this car, obviously, it's going to have Kohberger's DNA in it. You would expect that to be there. But if they get in that car and they find any DNA that's associated with these poor kids that were
Mm,
slaughtered in that house, this is important. My
Right.
contention has been is that that car is a rolling crime scene in and of itself, and it has
Yeah.
to be handled with kit gloves at this point. So they're going to take this thing apart piece by piece, and they're going to use every kind of technology that you can imagine on this thing, everything from alternative lighting to
Right.
luminol or blue star or whatever they're using. They're going to take samples from all inside of this thing. The headliner's coming out, the seats are coming out, everything, the gear lever. They're going to take a look at the carpet, the substrata beneath the carpet, everything, because it doesn't matter how hard you try to
Right.
clean one of these things, you are not going to escape what we're capable of doing in forensics and recovering molecular evidence.
and
That's
so
right.
much of this affidavit is based on the car, is based on cameras capturing the car, seeing who it
Yeah,
was registered to, seeing the movements of the car, having it track back to
yeah,
key locations of Bryan Kohberger. I agree with you. That could be a rolling crime scene. Obviously, my concern would be it wasn't like they picked the car up the next day. It's been out for a while. Obviously, there could be
yeah.
problems there. And
Okay,
Joseph,
okay.
you want to
Yeah,
jump
I
on that
agree.
real quick?
Yeah, I agree. I
Yeah.
agree. However, the thing about it is this: if if we're thinking perhaps if this car in fact was used as the conveyance to take him back to Pullman after those alleged events that night, there's a high probability, given the intimate nature of these killings, that he would have been
Yeah.
super saturated with
Yeah.
evidence, and that is going to transfer into the fabric, just the fabric
Yes.
alone. That's the only part I'm considering right now, not to mention all these points of contact. There's no way, there's a lot of stuff that will be kind of protected in this environment, and all it takes is to draw just a bit of DNA that's connected back to these victims. How's the defense going to explain that away? How do you explain, you might be able to do it with one person, but if you get a collection of four individuals that you've never met or they've never crossed paths, how do you explain that away inside the interior of that vehicle, particularly if it's evidence rich blood evidence? That's the richest DNA that we can get.
Yeah, and that's a good point. I mean, really, when you break it down in terms of what that car has really become one of the most central focus of this case.